Welcome to Chamber Chat on the Road with Mary Beth Horton. This weekly program is focused on keeping you connected to your community, the place we call home, where we work, play, and raise our families. Featuring updates on economic development, the latest news on businesses moving into our area, networking opportunities, and upcoming community events for you and your family. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you enjoy today's program. Now, here's your host, Habersham County Chamber President Mary Beth Horton and her special guest.
Welcome to Chamber Chat on the Road. This is your March edition, and I'm your host, Mary Beth Horton. It will not take you long to recognize our first guest today. He started Otter Construction in 1983, and over the past 3 decades has developed properties all throughout Habersham County. From condos, apartments, single-family developments to large-scale commercial developments, Danny Otter has kept his focus on easy living lifestyle. But he's got more up his sleeve for us here, so let's follow up with Danny to see what plans he has for Habersham. All right, hey everybody, I'm here with Danny Otter. Danny, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me. It's always great to be with you, and it's nice to be outside.
On a beautiful sunny day. So where are we?
We are behind the old Clarksville Mill.
Okay.
And the old Clarksville Mill is located, surprisingly enough, in Clarksville. And
Ta-da!
It is, and it's a project that we developed back, almost 20 years ago now.
Yeah.
And it was an old broke down mill, and now it's a really cool place with bowling alleys and gymnastics and all sorts of stuff. And a really, really cool, and what we're looking at now, is this beautiful greenway out here. There's a organic garden for the community and a walking trail, and it goes to the river.
And there's a bridge that goes to the other side.
I know. I built that bridge.
You did? It's a great photo spot too.
It was really, really cool. And this was my out of all the projects I did, this is by far the most exciting.
Yeah.
We love it here. There's a really nice residential community and
Walking distance to downtown.
walking trail to downtown.
That's right.
And so anyway, this is where we are, and I do have a kind of a new project.
And that's why you're here. So tell us what you have up your sleeve.
Well, can I go back?
Absolutely.
Let me go back. 1986, Rand McNally, which is a fairly well-known publication, they wrote an article that said Clarksville and Clayton, but mostly Clarksville, was the second best small town in America to retire in.
Yep.
I think they got it almost right.
Yeah.
I think Clarksville was absolutely the best one.
All right.
And the other ones are just maybe honorable mention. And from that day on, I had an interest. I said, well, gosh, if it is that great a place to retire, we should have housing that is built specifically for those that might want to retire here.
That's right.
So I did several projects over the years, and each one was a little different, hopefully a little better. And after a little bit of a layoff due to the economy and things, I've decided it's time to do another one. And so right here, next to this beautiful walking trail and all this gorgeous outside stuff, I'm going to build a very small but very exclusive little retirement community. There will be 8 single level, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, with garages, attached 55 and over townhomes.
How exciting.
It is
This is big news for Clarksville and all of Habersham County.
Well, it's pretty exciting to me. This is kind of taking all of that I've learned over the last 40 years and hopefully putting it together in this perfect package. And the view that we're standing here, because this is actually the view.
This is what you'll see from your
Screen in front porch. So we're really excited about this. We think we've got it we've got it figured out. The price point will be affordable. It'll be in the low 200s. We hope that we just can fill a niche.
I feel like that you will. I want to take you a step backwards for a second because this is not your first rodeo.
It is not my
You have been doing a lot of these developments, and I want you to sort of tell us about some of the different projects you've had over the decades that you've been in the construction business.
How far back do you want to go?
How far back do you want to go?
Well, let's see.
What's been one of your proudest achievements?
Well, to kind of stay on the mill was the old Clarksville Mill. Of course, that was just a hoot. I had more fun than I should have been allowed to have, and made a small fortune on it. But trouble is, I started out with a much larger fortune. But it's just one of the coolest things. But I did in 1989. I did a project in Cornelia that was called Alston Ridge, and it has become quite the retirement area. That was the first big project that I did after having this kind of light bulb go off and say, retirement, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And it's completely built out, but I understand that there's actually a waiting list to get in there. Yeah. So we're thinking that this will probably be the same.
Yeah. So tell me what research you've done for these retirement communities where you feel like this is what is the need here, and what it is that the retirees want in their residential unit.
Well, I think convenience, comfort, safety, no steps. Yeah. People they really do like single living, and they want to be in a community where they've got people to relate to. Maintenance free is really huge. The products that we're going to build are going to be, we're going to use the best materials that are available. So it's going to be real easy to heat, real easy to cool. Very comfortable, very quiet. The research as far as the price point, when I first got in the real estate business, we were selling homes on lots for $50,000. Yeah. Now, $200,000 is almost a starter home. Right. So affordability is really
right. I think you've got it right on the price range. Let's talk about timeline. Here we are in March. When's the groundbreaking?
I think it's going to be right around the corner.
All right.
I mean, we're taking pre-sales.
Okay.
And that's going to allow us to keep the price down. If we can go to the lender and say, all right, we have these people that say yes, we want this. It certainly makes it easier on our part. But I'm expecting to deliver homes in time for folks to move in before the winter holidays. So that's our plan. Now, of course, at this point, with any construction and development project, it is subject to change.
Of course.
But I feel fairly confident that we can deliver folks into their homes prior to the holidays.
In time for the holidays. All right. So tell me again the name of the development is
Riverwalk.
Riverwalk. So for those that are watching the show right now and they're interested because this is exactly what they've been waiting to hear.
Yes.
How do they find out more?
Well, they could call me because I'm always
because you're Danny Otter.
I'm always glad to talk to them, and they could email me or do anything like that. I could give them my phone number, which is 706-499-3790. All
right.
Or they could email me, and that's pretty easy. It's Danny@DannyOtter.com. I really had to have a really simple one. So
we'll run that across the screen in case that has confused you all.
And to remind me of it. But I can't tell you how excited I am about this project.
Well, I have to agree with you, and I just want to congratulate you on all that you have done and all that you are doing in our community. And thank you for being on the show today, and we look forward to seeing what's going to happen.
I tell you what, we'll have to have an open house, and we can come out and we can interview some of the new guests.
We'll do that. We'll do a ribbon cutting. Yeah. That's what chambers do. That's what we do. That's kind of my job.
That's really good. Yeah, let's do that.
We'll do that. All right. Thanks, Danny. Appreciate you being on the show, and we'll be right back.
Stay with us. More talk coming up on today's Chamber Chat. We'll be right back with Mary Beth and her guest.
Out with the old and in with the next generation of TV entertainment. Kinetic TV has arrived. Get settled in and binge watch Kinetic TV's thousands of on-demand titles. Watch different shows on multiple devices at the same time. Plus, at any time, instantly watch 3 days of previously aired programming from the Kinetic TV Guide with replay. TV just got better. A never-ending variety of great entertainment is waiting for you on the all-new Kinetic TV.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. I am so excited about our next guest and location because it's an iconic landmark situated right here in our own backyard. The Salty Nakuchi Indian Mound at Hardman Farm is perhaps the best known feature of Hardman Farm, our state's new historic site. The gazebo-topped mound and cow pasture is a favorite landmark in North Georgia with exceptional ties to Native American history. The house, built in 1870, was recently fully restored and made open to the public. So we're going to step back in history and learn more about the special treasure here at Hardman Farm. Okay, we're here inside the Hardman Farm Historic Site gift shop, and I'm joined with Scarlett Fuller, who is the Special Events and Marketing Coordinator here, and Clint Joyner, the Assistant Manager. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So tell us a little bit about where we are right now.
Well, we are 2 miles south of Helen, in the Salty Nakuchi Valley, and that's where the historic site is located. Our entrance is off of Highway 17, 143 Highway 17, and you'll follow Hardman Farm Road all the way back till you think you're going in the woods, and you'll eventually come to our parking lot.
Across from the Indian Mounds. Everybody knows the Indian Mound. In fact, in a minute, we're going to go outside and actually stand on the grounds of the property. So, but recently, you guys have undergone a lot of renovations, and you've just opened to the public. When did all this happen?
Yes, we're actually the newest state historic site in Georgia. We've been open for about 5 years now. We're growing exponentially each year, so it's really exciting time to kind of be around here.
I think it's cool that this the newest historic site in Georgia. That's something really special to promote. And I think a lot of the reason that it's growing so much is because of the events that you're having here, Scarlett. I know that's really sort of your forte. So what all special events do you have throughout the year that bring in people?
Our biggest event just recently passed, which was Victorian Christmas.
Yeah.
That's probably our biggest annual event. Almost everybody has heard of it. If you haven't, it's where for 3 weekends in December, you can come experience kind of what a Victorian Christmas would have been like. You'll have people dressed up in 1870s outfits, and they'll be talking about what they would have done during the Christmas holidays back then here at Hardman Farm. So that's a really big event. We also have another major event in July, the last Saturday in July every year, and that's our big farm-to-table dinner. That's another very big special event. It's about for 150 people.
And does that take place outside under the trees?
It does. It takes place on the grounds under we rent a big tent that all the tables can fit under. We have live music, and then Bernie's usually caters for us.
Wow.
And then, so it's a really fabulous evening. It's a very special evening.
That sounds fun. So how many staff does it take to run the site? How many of you are there?
Well, last year there were basically 3, plus 4 part-time folks who handle the hourly tours. But we have grown this year to 7 days a week and added 2 more tour guides, or docents as we call them.
Yeah.
So.
Lots of volunteer effort, I guess, goes into keeping this up. What are the hours of tours?
Our hours on our tours are 10 to 3 o'clock. Our gift shop is open, and our visitor center is open till 4 daily.
Okay.
So there's no 4 o'clock tour, but there is a 3 o'clock tour.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to take a walk outside and check out the property. So let's head outside. Okay. We're here in front of the beautiful historic home. Can you tell us a little bit about when this was built?
Yeah, it was completed in 1870 by Captain James Nichols. A lot of people aren't familiar necessarily with James Nichols. When Captain Nichols was going out and about around the area, found the waterfalls just north of here, a couple miles north, and named the falls after his daughter, Anna Ruby. So Anna Ruby Falls is named after the girl that lived here.
That's pretty cool. And she plays a role in the Victorian Christmas.
She does.
There is that character.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And now the house has been restored on the inside. All of the rooms and all of the fixtures are all true to the time.
Yes, they are accurate to the time period. We do have some original pieces dating back to the Nichols and a little bit later the Hardman time period, and artifacts dating back to that time.
And we're not going to go inside because we want you guys to come and visit and go on one of the tours, and then you can see the inside of the house because I've been in it and it's pretty spectacular. Definitely worth it. But I want to talk for a minute about Indian Mound or gazebo, and everybody stops and takes a picture here.
Yes.
But I want to know the story behind the gazebo on top of it.
Yes, it's actually the second most photographed landmark in the state of Georgia,
Wow.
behind Stone
That's
Mountain.
pretty cool.
And there were several mounds in the Salty Nacoochee valleys. This is one of the few that remain because of that gazebo that was on top. Most people were clearing the mounds to make room for their farmland, but they built the gazebo on top as basically a break station for the surrounding farm area. Captain Nichols built it up top, so it was a place for the farmers and the workers to be able to go to essentially take a break. And that's basically the thing that has saved it and allowed it to stand the test of time through the years.
So what's in the mound?
There's actually an excavation that took place in the 19-teens. Dr. Hardman had some folks from the Smithsonian come down, and they did a partial excavation of the mound. They found basically pottery fragments and different artifacts. Those were located, tagged, and they are currently in the possession of the Smithsonian.
That's incredible. I didn't know that.
Yes.
See what you learn by coming to places like
learn
this?
something new every day.
You do. Also, you guys have done something new that I have not experienced yet, and that is the Helen to Hardman Farm Heritage Trail. What can you tell us about that?
So the Helen to Hardman Heritage Trail is completely ADA accessible. It's 0.8 of a mile one way, so about 1.6 miles round trip if you go out and back from our visitor center. Along it, there's interpretive panels. There's a fun little scene you can stick your head through and take a picture of the kind of the Hardman family in a beautiful antique car. And then really beautiful is the Nor Mill overlook. So you can actually stand where the dam is at Nor Mill. You're right across the river from it. It's very beautiful. It follows the Chattahoochee River the entire way. So we're really proud and excited about the trail.
So it starts here on the site, and then how far out does it go?
It goes 0.8 of a mile all the way into the south side of Helen.
Okay. So you can ride your bike.
Yes.
It's paved.
It's paved the whole way, yes, and you can ride your bike or walk your dog or roller skate, whatever.
And it's open year round. You don't have to, anybody can just park and get on it, ride bikes, walk, push strollers, whatever.
Correct. It's open basically from dawn to dusk every day.
Well, that's a nice feature to have. All right, so we mentioned inside about volunteers and how, a lot of what you guys do is driven by volunteers. If there's anybody out there watching who might want to get involved, how can they find out more?
They can call the site and ask to speak to either one of us. Just give us their phone number and email address, and we're happy to discuss with them all the different volunteer opportunities that we have here for sure.
Okay, and you guys have a Facebook page that has amazing photos on it, so I would encourage everybody to go. It's the Hardman Farm Historic Site on Facebook, right? And then also the website.
Yes.
Okay. So everybody go on Facebook, like these guys, like all the events that they've got coming up. What's the next thing coming up?
We have Remarkable Women of Georgia and Hardman Farm program coming up on March the 28th.
Okay.
That'll be our next thing. And then we have a big Fire and Shine dinner coming up also in April. You can check out all of our events on Facebook or on our website. It's gastateparks.org/Hardman Farm.
Right. Well, thank you guys for being part of the show and letting us here on the property. And I do have to say, I envy your view. You have an amazing view of Mount Yonah right there, and but appreciate all the work that you guys have put into restoring the site and the events and the excitement that you're bringing to the area. So we will be right back.
Stay with us. More talk coming up on today's Chamber Chat. We'll be right back with Mary Beth and her guest.
Welcome back. Our final stop today is a family-owned business that offers a wide variety of handmade, all-natural soap and skincare products for the whole family. Pure and Simple Soap recently opened a new location in Cornelia, and we wanted to step inside to find out what makes this business so unique. All right, I'm here inside Pure and Simple Soap, and I'm joined with owner Lisa Leffler, who is the creator of this business. So thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you, Mary Beth, for having me.
Tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Well, really, this whole business was never meant to be a business.
Yeah.
It really was born out of a kind of a tragedy in my family. My husband was diagnosed with a brain tumor on Christmas Eve of 2009. And what the doctors and surgeons recommended was not something we wanted to do. So we had to do something different, and he decided to take a natural approach to treating his cancer. So that meant treatments in Atlanta every week. Vitamin C IV treatments and detoxing and supplements and saunas and all kinds of stuff. And one area we had to look at was what we were eating and what we were putting on our skin. So I just really began reading labels of what I was using at the time and realized that those were not going to work anymore.
Yeah.
So I tried to find things that I could afford to buy, and I couldn't. I mean, I was a stay-at-home mom with 5 kids, and I couldn't afford what people wanted to charge for natural stuff. So the other option was to start making it myself. So that's what I did. I began just making bar soap. I had a friend who was making it, and she taught me how to do it. But I made so much of it, I had some to share, so I would give some away, and all of a sudden people wanted to buy it. So at that time, I think my husband started thinking this could be a business. I never did.
Yeah.
Never entered my mind. So I started adding different varieties, different scents, and making peppermint and lavender, and my daughter had eczema, so I created one for eczema. So little by little, as I needed things, I added things. My husband was treating his cancer this whole time naturally and had a really good quality of life. We really didn't treat it at all as far as chemo, radiation, surgery. We didn't even biopsy it. His health began to decline. In 2014, he did pass away. And at that point, that's when I finally got the vision. You know what? This could be what the Lord brings for me to actually support my family. So in that first year, I enclosed my carport and turned it into a soap kitchen, and it has an outside entrance, and that's still where I make all my products. I began looking into wholesaling, called Ingalls Markets, and I sent them a sample, and they agreed. So there are several Ingalls Markets that carry my products, Rahab's Row, Beta Zinc. I did the farmers markets and the festivals and all that. And about a year and a half ago, I started to think, it'd be really cool if I actually had a store. Wouldn't that be really cool to have my own store where people actually come in and tell me what issues they're dealing with, and I help them address it.
Because your brand was already established. You were out in the community and...
So I've been here a year at the store here in Cornelia, and I absolutely love it. I feel like a kid playing store.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always thinking of something new to bring in, or it's just a lot of fun, and I love being able to interact with the people that are buying my products.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and it's such a cozy and warm and inviting atmosphere inside of the store, and it smells tremendous. I wish you could smell the aroma in here. It just smells so clean and so fresh. But walk me through what it is like to make soap from scratch.
Well, it's really very simple in concept. It's a combination of lye water and oils.
Okay.
Different combination of oils. So it depends on the kind of bar you're making as to what oils you're going to use. So you start with a huge kettle with lye water in it, and then you add oils one at a time. You're going to add coconut oil, lard, palm oil, and if you're making a moisturizing bar, you're going to add shea butter and cocoa butter. If you're making an oatmeal soap for eczema, you're going to add oat milk and oatmeal. And after each one, you're hitting it with the stick blender, so it's blending it up. It's getting a little bit thicker as it heats up. The lye heats up the oils. When you get to the end, right when it comes to trace, which is when it's thickening, you add your essential oil, and then take the stick blender out, and you just pour it into molds. I have wooden boxes that have been sized for my recipe, and those are all lined, so you pour it into the molds. And then those molds have to be insulated, so you cover them with towels or blankets or whatever, and you let them sit overnight. And while they're in there, the lye is saponifying the oils and turning them into soap, really, because I mean, originally when you put it in there, those are liquids.
Yeah.
It comes out a solid, and that's what the lye does. So then the next day, 24-hour period, it's been in the mold, you pull it out and you cut it into the size bars that you want. And then you cure those for anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks so it can evaporate and harden the bar.
Okay. So I understand we might be cutting some soap here in just a minute.
I hope
All right.
so.
I'm excited about that. But Pure and Simple is more than just soap. You guys have a variety of products. What all can people find in your store and online?
Yeah. Well, we have soap in 3 different forms. We have bar soap and 18 varieties of bar soap. Then we have foaming soap and liquid soap as well. I use the liquid soap to make the foaming soap. We have cleaner. And then we have skincare. We have body butter, lip balm, sugar scrubs, deodorants, hand sanitizers. We have facial oil, facial scrub, facial cream. We've got bath products, bath fizzies, shower steamers, bath salts, toothpaste, sunscreen. In the summer, we've got the sunscreen, the bug repellent. In the winter, we've got the dry skin issues. So, and then we have a lot of gift items that are handmade, locally handmade, high quality. So we've got the gift items in the front of the store, and then when you go further into the store, you've got all the skincare and handmade products.
All right, so tell us about what's new at Pure and Simple Soap.
One thing that we're pretty excited about is the tea. The artisan tea. We have 8 different varieties of tea. They're organic. So 3 of them are fruit teas, white tea with fruit. And we've got one that helps you sleep at night called a Kiss Goodnight, one that helps you in the morning called Good Morning Sunshine. We have an immunity, which is really popular right now. It's got a bunch of herbs in it to boost your immune system. A cinnamon ginger spice, we've got a peppermint tea. So they're loose teas that you actually scoop out and you use either a strainer or a tea ball to dispense it, and then add your sweetener. They're fresh. They're so much fresher than what you find in the store. Yeah. And we've had a lot of really good response with those.
That's so exciting. I'm so happy for you. Well, let's step back and cut some of this soap that you've made.
Yes.
Okay, Lisa, so here we have the blocks of soap. Tell me what happens next.
So these are fresh soap. I made these 2 days ago. So these have all been saponified. The lye's no longer active, so they're safe to touch, safe to use. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut them, put them on the scale. Our target weight is 4.3.
And I don't know if you can get the detail. Look how pretty the swirl is on top. That's so nice. All right.
That looks good.
Let's see how I did on this one.
Perfect. 4.35.
Yay!
That's
all right.
Perfect. Good job.
Okay, so then you just keep
going.
going.
Cut them all. I end up with about 34 bars from each batch of soap.
Wow. Okay. So then now what happens? Now we've got the correct weight.
So now from there, I will put them on a curing rack where they will sit for several weeks. And when they're cured, which is firm, you can feel there's a little bit of a push to them, like a ripe peach.
Yep.
So then what I do is I wrap them. So I thought if you wanted to, we'll go ahead and you can wrap your own bar here.
Okay.
And it's going to be this one, which is the rosemary and roses.
Okay. So
the first thing we do is we put a real pretty paper on it. So you're going to do this and tape it as tight as you can get it.
All right.
So we'll close up one end and then drop it in there with the window. Close it up. And then we do something fun just to kind of give it a little bit of extra color, depending on what kind of soap. If it's a lavender soap, we'll do purple. This is called Rosemary and Roses, so it's got rose petals in it. So we put a little bit of, you're gonna do this.
Okay.
A little bit of pink.
You just
do
like...
put it on there and kind of give it a little twist and make a little color.
Oh, maybe I should go a little harder.
And this one, you're gonna not have to go quite as hard. This one's a red, because the rose petals are red. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
This is neat. I didn't know that this is what you did at this part.
It's the fun part. Okay, and then we have to label them so that people know what kind of soap it is and what the ingredients are. And that's where this comes in. So each one of them has their own label that has the ingredients on them.
Okay.
And that's gonna go on the top. Good.
Okay.
And then on the back, we're going to put our logo with our contact information, as straight as you can get it. That's it. And then typically we put a price tag on it, but this one's yours, so we don't need to do that.
Thanks. I'm so excited. I'll be smelling like rosemary and roses.
Yes, you will. Good job.
Well, thank you so much. Now tell everybody who's watching where you're located, and I know you've got a website and Facebook.
Yes. Our store is located right across from the Ford dealership in Cornelia, 1050 North Main Plaza.
Okay.
We're open Wednesday through Friday from 11 to 5 and Saturday from 9 to 2. And our website is pureandsimplesoap.com.
Thank you so much for being part of the show.
Thank you, Mary Beth.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed today's program and hope to see you again next time. Chamber Chat on the Road is a community service of Kinetic TV.